Hey guys, welcome back to Coffee and Questions. We are in Henderson today,
Yeah,
and Daily Spark. We're at the Daily Spark
yeah.
coffee shop, a little cute little place, and we've got some more questions we want to answer for you. So, first question is from Keith. And Keith says, "When I bought redwood and cedar fencing you recommended from Home Depot, I used the technique to dry the wood, but it bowed, got bows in it. Any suggestion in stopping the bowing?" So I've done a couple of videos on this, but the biggest thing is that even if your boards are flat with this cedar and redwood, even if the boards are flat when you get them, that doesn't mean that they won't soak up moisture and start bowing. So what you want to do is you want to put them up on stickers. First of all, go watch video 610. I think I did that like about a year ago. So
I think
video
it was longer than that.
was it
I
longer
think it
than
was
that?
longer than that. Yeah.
Anyway, maybe a couple of years ago. But yeah, it was because it was before last January. Anyway, go watch video number 610, hashtag 610, and you'll see in there I put the boards up on stickers so they had pieces in between them. But then I always keep weight on top of them, and cinder blocks is what I use. But I've used you can use rocks, you can use anything, but you really need to have weight on top of these boards as they're sitting on those stickers. If as soon as you take those weights off, then the chances are that they're going to bow on you. So I find a place that is away from everything else, and I keep that weight literally on there until I'm ready to make signs out of it, and that has always worked well for me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, same here.
pretty much the
Just
same.
want air to be able to get to both sides of the wood, and you need to keep weight on it.
Yep.
And then try to keep it in as dry a place as you can, so it won't just soak up the moisture.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you keep that weight on there, good. I have 3 or 4 cinder blocks going down the 6 foot length of the board. That should work for you. All right.
All right. This is from Mike. It says, which took us a little bit to figure out exactly what he meant. But he says, "How the heck do I clean up that tiny stuff that blocks paint? I can only come up with a pay closer attention, but thought maybe you had a tip." So I think what he means by that is once you carve and you're done carving and you go to spray, there's a lot, especially if it's a wet board, you can get a lot of sawdust and nasty stuff down there. And you have to use a stiff bristle brush. Really gotta just brush the crap out of it. Get all that stuff out of there and then blow it out.
Yeah.
And that's something I kind of struggle with sometimes because I get in a hurry. But you really gotta brush it and get all the stuff out of there. And again, especially if your moisture content's a little higher than it should be, it'll gum up at the bottom of your carving if you have texture especially. So get a real stiff bristle brush, just brush the crap out of it and blow all that stuff out of there, and then double check before you act spray.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can't brush it too much. I mean, you really should. And that's another thing that I do is, and this is just kind of normal. If this is my sign, I brush it real well, and then I turn it over and I knock that sawdust out. And then I brush it 2 or 3 times. I do that, then blow it out. And the other thing that I hadn't thought of till right now, the type of wood might be different. Like if it's oak or if it's a hardwood or walnut, it may be even harder to get that stuff out, even if it is dry.
Right.
So yeah, if it's softwood, it's a little bit easier. But then you could have stuff like if you're carving basswood, which is not my favorite at all. I don't know if you've ever carved basswood.
No, not that I can think of.
Those chips just do not want to let go. That's the reason I don't really care for basswood. Anyway, yeah, good answer. Last question, guys. For a new sign carver, this one is super quick. For a new sign carver, how to approach a big sign. So the best advice I can give is approach it just like it's a small sign. You want to take your time. If you've got a lot of steps involved, on a big sign, you might have more steps. But basically, map out exactly, especially at the beginning, map out exactly the steps that you want to do and take your time. Walk away. If you've been working on it for a half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, walk away, come back with fresh eyes. That's always a good idea. Don't get rushed. Especially as new sign carvers, but even now, I know you and even me, I want to see the end result so bad that sometimes I've just skipped through processes that are really you can't afford to do.
Yeah.
So you want to take your time. So map it out, take it piece by piece, map it out, and just don't be in a hurry. You'll get there, you'll get it done. But the last thing you want to do is do it too quick and make a mistake, and then you'll be bashing your head against the wall.
And one other thing, if there's a piece of artwork you've never done before that you're not quite sure how you're going to do it, do a practice piece. The last thing you want to do is have a nice board, get it all laid out, get everything going, and then you screw up the artwork because you weren't paying attention or you weren't used. So if it's something you haven't done before, practice a little bit.
Yeah, that's great. A great point. And that I've said that for years. Even if it's something to do with painting that you haven't painted before or whatever, if you're doing a brand new process that you haven't done before, man, practice. Practice on scrap. It's much easier.
And I'll be the first one to admit that's really hard for me because I don't like that. To me, it feels like wasted time, wasted material, a wasted step. But
Yeah.
it's a good thing to do.
Yeah, especially at the beginning.
Yeah.
Especially at the beginning. Okay, there we go.
Guys. Well,
that is it. Guys, that's it. Keep sending those questions. We're going to keep doing this. You guys seem to like it, and we enjoy kind of getting around and going to different coffee shops. So we appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, we'd love for you to subscribe. If you've gotten any value out of our videos over the last, however long you've been watching, if you watched more than a couple videos, we really would appreciate you subscribing, clicking that little bell icon, and let us know what you think. Shoot us some comments. Email us if we can answer any questions for you. Eric@makeawoodsign.com.
Or Ryan@makeawoodsign.com.
And we're out, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Love you. Bye.
Bye.